that, but I look fine and my checks define. No wonder why I do whatever I like. I do what I like. I do what I like. I do what I do.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is CHAZ, and I am going to do a video with you all today all about moving out on your own. So before I jump into this, I want you all to know two things. I am not an expert. Everything that I'm talking about is off of my experience with moving into my own place this last year, and also I wrote down a whole bunch of notes. So yeah. Okay, so before I get into these tips, I must give you all a little background story about how I moved into my place. And like I promised you before, I do have an apartment tour video coming soon, so please stay updated for that so you can see my little box that I stay in. But it's really cute. It's a cute box, okay? So long story short, so last summer I went on a vacation. I was gone for 32 days with my family, and we just did our damn thing. I have some vlogs on my channel if you want to check out what I did last summer, okay? So I went away for 32 days, and while I was gone, I was just praying. Like, I don't want to go back home to my mama's house. Like, now I turned 25 when I was away. I was just ready for new things. So I prayed and I asked God to, when I go home, allow me to go home to something new. God answered my prayers. Within 7 days, I moved, packed up my stuff from my house, and I moved to my place that I'm in now. So as you can see, everything happened like that fast. Gone away for 32 days, came back for like 4 days, and moved in 7 days later. So yeah, this is why I am here with you all, to give you these tips, because I want to stop someone before you do something that I did. So hopefully this video is helpful. I have 5 tips for you all. No lie, I talk too much. It might turn into like 10 tips, but my goal is to have 5 tips and to make this video as quick as possible. Number 1. Tip number 1 is save, save, save. Okay, so this isn't something that I did wrong, but we'll get to that. So I want to save. So around the time that I moved out of my mom's house, I had a few $1,000s saved, just because I'm one of those people who like to just have money in the bank. I think it looks pretty. I think it looks good, you know. I like how that looks. So I had a few $1,000s saved. However, I was not saving to move. I was just saving just to save. So my tip number 1 is, when you move, make sure that you are saving, okay? I would suggest someone who really knows what they're talking about probably would say something differently, but at least having to like 4 or 5 times the amount of that rent saved. Not the money that you're going to use to get into the place, but just besides the money you're going to pay for your security deposit, besides the money that you're probably going to pay to buy a couch or something, just having that amount saved. So for example, my rent is like $550. I should probably have about like, what's that, like $1,600. Maybe that $1,600 could be used to go towards your security deposit or whatever it means that you might need it for. But $1,600, if you ask me, you can move out with that, but it's not enough to move out and be comfortable with. So make sure that you are saving at least like 3 times that amount of the rent for money that you don't have to touch, if that makes sense. So that $1,600 is put aside just because, but you're not using that $1,600 to move into the place, if that makes sense of what I was just trying to say. I don't know, but hopefully y'all get what I'm trying to say. Tip number 2. This is something that I really want to put like some emphasis on, and it is explore the potential neighborhood that you are moving into. Okay, so don't unless situations happen, do not just impulsively just move because maybe you're staying with your mom and she like pisses you off, so you just pack up your stuff and you go. Now you in this new neighborhood, this new house, and you don't have no business being here. You're not prepared for it. Don't impulsively move, because you will find yourself in a situation, and it might be, depending on your circumstances, a struggle while you're there. So make sure that when you are moving, it's something that you are like thoroughly looking into the neighborhood, looking into the cost of living, looking into all that stuff. The inner city is about like 45 minutes from where I live now. So where I moved to, everything was completely new. From the local stores to the local banks, I had no I wasn't familiar with the area, so everything took me like getting used to, which could be a good thing because it turned out to be a great thing in my favor. But considering I only moved in 7 days, I didn't have much time to kind of get acquainted with like, okay, I usually go to US Bank. This is who I bank with. Let me research where that nearest bank is, right? You know, stuff like that. I like to shop at Target. I like to shop at Walmart. Let me see where those nearest stores are. So make sure that you are getting acquainted with like your surroundings. That can be sometimes just probably people watching your neighbors to make sure that you're in a safe environment, that there isn't any crime or anything going on. Depending on the neighborhood, you can probably converse with your neighbors just to see like what it's like living where you're potentially about to move to. Just have an idea of where it is that you're about to go, so you won't get there and you like, what did I just do? Okay. Tip number 3 is to take your time decorating. Okay, I'm going to insert some pictures somewhere on the screen so you all can get an understanding of what I did wrong. And it's a learning process. I did it by myself, so that's all that matters, right? But when I moved in, I was in such a rush to get everything from my house, you all. I wanted a couch right away. I wanted pictures hanging on the wall. I wanted curtains up. I wanted everything right away. It was my first time moving by myself, so I needed everything, and I was just in such a rush to get it. Therefore, my vibe and what I wanted for my house changed so many times. So I'm going to put a picture like what I started with, what I in the middle, what I ended up with, just showing y'all some pictures of what happened. I took so much stuff back to the store. I spent so much money because I'm like, oh, I bought this, now I lost the receipt and I can't take it back and I'm giving stuff away. It just was a lot. So my tip number 3 would be to take your time decorating. Feel the vibe, you know, get into your house, get an idea of like what you would put in that corner, what would look best there, what size picture. Just take your time, because I did that completely wrong, and I don't regret it, but I blew through so much money. I can't even tell you how much money I blew through. That's how much money I went through, you all, because I was just so in a rush to get stuff for my house. A lot of the stuff that I bought I didn't even need for my house, but yeah. Tip number 4 would be to intensely read your lease. Intensely read your lease. When I first moved here, he gave me the lease. He said, oh, it's a lot to read. You can just kind of skim through it and just sign at the bottom. No, do not do that, because you will find yourself in a situation possibly while you're in that lease, and then that property manager will always put that in your face, or management will put that in your face, like, oh, well, it's in your lease. I had a few situations living here because I did not really read my lease thoroughly, or I'm like, oh, well, damn, it is written there. Now they can use that against me. So make sure you are taking your time, rather if you have to read it with someone else, ask questions to that landlord or to that property manager that you don't have the answers to, and make sure you know what you are consenting to for the next year or so of your life, because you don't want to find yourself in a situation because you did not take the time to read. Read is fundamental. Is that how you say the word? Read is fundamental. Read. You need to read. My last tip is tip number 5. And tip number 5 is to calculate your new responsibilities. Somewhere on the internet, I'm sure there's something listed about ways that you can do like a financial plan to figure out, I think it's like the 50-30-20 rule or something like that, so where you can figure out how you can incorporate your new finances. Because now you have, for instance, me, now I have rent, now I have renter's insurance, now I have groceries, right? Now I have to buy like household care stuff. Like, it's just a lot that comes with it, and you're not just paying for rent. So make sure that before you consent to a lease, that you are calculating what that will look like with your current responsibilities that you have. So I had a car note, I had a gym membership, and things of like that sort. I had to calculate all of that together so I can know how much money I will be putting out. It's important for you to know how much money is coming in, so you will know how much room that you have to put for the money that's going out, if that makes sense. You don't want to live above your means, so you don't want to be putting out more than you have coming in. I was in a position to where I had more than enough money coming in to take care of my household responsibilities and my bills, to where I was fine. So I was still able to do things that I like to do. I had enough room to move how I wanted to move, if if that makes sense. Not move technically, but move like, you know, still get my hair done, still get my nails done, still make sure I'm looking cute and everything else is intact. So make sure that you find time to calculate those new responsibilities into what your current responsibilities are. So I hope all of those tips were helpful for you all. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat them real fast. The first one was save, save, save. The next one is explore your potential neighborhood. Make sure you know where you are moving to. The third one was take your time decorating and spend your money wisely. The fourth one is read your lease very, very thoroughly. And the last one is to calculate all of your new responsibilities into your current responsibilities. Like I told you all before, all of this was based off of my first time experience with moving, and I just really wanted to share because it has been a learning process. I'm still figuring it out, but I'm so thankful to have my own place, living by my own self. It's like one of the best things there is. So if you are in the process of moving, I hope that this video is helpful to you. Enjoy yourself, take your time, but protect your home, make your home as comfortable as possible. And I am almost saying, if you are being a proactive adult, it can be a very beautiful thing to you. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you learned something, or if it's a tip that you feel like helped you or can help you, make sure you comment down below and have fun moving out on your own on the first time. And I have that apartment tour coming soon for you all. So thanks for clicking on this video. Until we talk again, make sure you take care of yourself and remember always to live your best life.